Sevastok, I'm a space singer, songwriter, music producer. I react to music, I make music, I talk about music. This is totally random, but I've always wanted to try out an Am I the A-hole part, where I'm reacting to music-related stories and find out who's the a-hole. AITA for telling my stepdaughter she's not allowed to use the Alexa in the main living area anymore because I can't stand her music. 32 female. My stepdaughter is 12, so understandably I look like a bit of a dick here. So my stepdaughter Jamie lives with us full time and she is an absolute joy to be around. But her music drives me absolutely batshit crazy. Not because I don't like the songs she plays, but because she listens to the same 6 songs on repeat. Oh my god, that is a kind of torture in hell, I think, if it exists. The problem is that whenever she comes into the main living area, she will turn on the Alexa and play these same songs on repeat for hours on end. Every time something that is not one of these songs comes on, she changes it to one of those songs. There have also been a few times where me or her brother will be listening to music and she will change it to one of her songs. If you tell her to stop, she will say, "Your music sucks, mine's better." That's the only thing she ever says to defend her actions. I don't think she understands what is happening because she's 12. I don't think she has an understanding of other people existing. I think she's still in the mindset that she is the center of the world, and I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just the stage of her age. I think you need to explain her what has gone on. Okay, but before jumping into any conclusions, let's see what happened. Well, today she was washing the dishes as part of her chores and she turns on the Alexa. I have zero problem with her listening to the music as long as she keeps it quiet. The Alexa is loud enough at volume 3 when it's only her in the kitchen, but instead she puts it on 5 and we can't hear ourselves think. So today I walked into the kitchen when she was doing and said, "Alexa, volume 3. Well, my stepdaughter whips around and says, "Alexa, volume 8, and smirks at me. So I unplugged the Alexa and told her she wasn't allowed to use it anymore. Please keep it in mind that I told her to turn the Alexa down before I went in and did it myself. She's absolutely fuming with me right now, and my husband is saying that I can just cut her off from using the Alexa and that we need to try to be more accepting of the fact that this is music that she relates to, and am I the asshole?" She has headphones and a tablet on her own Spotify account. She will not wear headphones around people because she says it's a pet peeve of hers. You are not the a-hole, I think. I feel like maybe we're missing some context and maybe this is her rebelling against you for some reason, but I don't see what reason it could be. Maybe she is just a teenager, but I do think you really need to sit her down and explain to her that what does she do when she's doing this, because I think she is doing this on purpose. You never know with these kids. A lot of things that they do, they don't realize why are they doing it until you sit down and ask them why are they doing it. Not wearing headphones is very, very rude. Let's see what the people think. Okay, not the asshole. Start as you mean to go, and 12-year-olds do not get to be in charge of house. Yeah. Something needs to be done now before she gets murdered by her college roommate. Everyone needs to wear headphones sometimes. Everyone. Or she will be murdered by someone on a bus or airplane long before she earns the hatred of her college roommate. Teaching her to be considerate of other people is always an important lesson. Alright, next one. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my cousin perform music at my dad's birthday party? Okay. My dad's 60th birthday party is next weekend. My cousin Lexi is an aspiring musician and asked if she could perform a 30-minute set during the party. The issue is Lexi's music is not my dad's taste at all. He likes classic rock and she plays R&B pop stuff. I told Lexi that I didn't think it was the right setting for her performance and I had already hired a local classic rock cover band that my dad loves. Lexi got really upset and accused me of undermining her dreams. My aunt said Lexi deserves a big platform to showcase her music. Whatever this even means in this context, they are acting as this was a concert. But this is my dad's birthday party that I organized and paid for. I don't think he should have to sit through music he doesn't like. I absolutely agree. Lexi is now saying I'm a selfish gatekeeper in the family. I try to compromise by letting Lexi make a speech, but she refuses. Am I the asshole? I want my dad to enjoy this party, not watch an amateur music set he won't like, but my family says I'm crushing Lexi's potential big break over favoritism. Come on! Come on! No. Okay? You're not the asshole. You have every single right to say no. It is not your duty to make your cousin's dream come true. I would never ever do this to my family. I used to do little teeny tiny concerts in small cafes. I went out the street and I busked a little, and I also went to open mic nights. These are all options Lexi can choose from. Demanding to get into a birthday party just so she can do her thing with no concern to you or your dad is selfish and inconsiderate, and dare I say a little bit dumb, because there's so many other options. If you're living in a country where the laws don't forbid it, then you can just literally go out on the street and play your set, and that is a pretty big platform. Also, open mic nights, big platforms, and the people in the audience are people like you, so you can network and they will appreciate you trying even if you're not the best at the moment. I got the biggest clap for my little ukulele cover of a small song that I f***ed up on stage, because the people who were in the audience, they knew that it is hard enough to get out there. Not the asshole. Ask street magicians how many big breaks they got at the birthday parties. How many rent-a-clowns were discovered making balloon giraffes before the candles were blown out. 30 minutes of music your dad hates is not a happy birthday, nor is it the makings of A Star is Born. You are not acting as the family gatekeeper, just the gatekeeper for the party you are paying for. The only one undermining her dreams is Lexi with this behavior. I completely agree. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend over him making jokes about my music taste? Ooh, it's the tea. Okay, whew, that's a long post, but I have buried it. I'm 23 female, recently broke up with my now ex-boyfriend of around a year and a half. For some context, I am Korean and he is white. I grew up spending summers with family in Korea, so from a pretty young age I started listening to Korean music, or more simply K-pop. Good for you. K-pop is amazing. I don't exclusively listen it by any means, but it's something that I really enjoy, and I'm really not looking for personal opinions or hate on the genre itself. I've gotten enough of that. My ex-boyfriend took it upon himself at every single chance he could get to make fun of the whole genre of K-pop, fans of it, and me for listening to it, which is so odd considering he was literally dating a Korean girl and would constantly watch and listen to anime soundtracks in Japanese because it was peak, but no listening to Korean music is weird. Pretty much no matter what, if it was related to K-pop, he would make jokes about it constantly. I already know that you are not the a-hole, at least. It looks pretty like it, because this guy is just a turd. He didn't respect you, so I think you made the right decision, but let's finish. I spoke with him multiple times about how him constantly making fun of something I was interested in made me feel uncomfortable and bad about myself, that I wanted him to stop. In response, he would just gaslight me and constantly say that he was literally just making a joke and it's not that serious, or swear that he would stop and start again not even a week later. What ended it for me was somewhat recently. I went to a concert for a group I really like, and he was truly relentless. Leading up to the show, he just would not stop joking about it, and one time he made a rude comment and I just snapped. I broke up with him on the spot and haven't turned back. Looking back, I'm honestly pretty embarrassed I put up with that treatment for so long. Don't worry about it, girl. Good for you. Good riddance. I hate when people package insults into jokes, and when you are expressing that you're hurt and you don't want them to joke around a certain thing, they say, oh, but it's just a joke. You're too sensitive. You're being too sensitive. You're being too sensitive. No, that is called boundary. And if someone is not respecting the boundary you are clearly laying in front of them, instead continuously making fun of you and pretending it to be not serious when it is actually pretty freaking serious, then the best course of action is to either tell them, or if they don't understand and they continue, well, you must end things there. But this was not just about music. Music taste is very different. My boyfriend and I have starkly different music tastes. Yeah, we don't bother each other about it. We listen to each other's songs, and the least thing we say is that was nice, thank you for showing me respect. You know, if there's no respect, it's not gonna get better. Let's read the last part of this comment. Where this post comes into play is I was recently hanging out with a friend catching up, and the topic of the breakup came up because she knows both of us. She asked what happened, and I responded something along the lines of, I felt there was a lack of respect for me, my boundaries, and my interests. And she asked me to explain further, and when I did pretty much what I said here, she literally started laughing at me. She was really amused and pretty much was like,
oh my god, you really broke up with him over K-pop? That's so stupid. God, you're such an a-hole. Good for you, I guess.
You need to change friends. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I don't think she's your friend. What the she totally freaking missed the point! Am I the asshole for not wanting to let my fiance play his music at our wedding? I, 26 female, am marrying my fiance, 32 male, in the next year. Everything has pretty much been up to me to plan, and he doesn't really care about any part of the process. Most of the decisions have been on me, aside for a few menu choices, as every time I ask for his input, he says he doesn't care and to do whatever I want. Most of the guests, about 80%, are also mine, as I have a very large family, and he didn't want to invite a lot of his family due to personal reasons. We started discussing music for the reception dancing portion, which has caused a pretty big fight. He is a metalhead and enjoys very heavy music. He wants to have at least a few of his songs play at the wedding, so he and his friends, there's only a few coming, can have a mosh pit. He thinks it will be fun and a good opportunity to include everyone because he thinks they won't enjoy the rest of the evening if he will only play normal wedding music. I wanted to play the extended music you usually hear at weddings and would keep everyone dancing and having fun all night because I want our wedding to be a party, and I think I am appealing to what most people won't expect from a wedding with a music choice. I don't think his friends will notice or care if their music plays or not. I also think that playing his music will ruin the vibe for a lot of people, and the dance floor will end nearly and no one will be into the party anymore after a heavy metal song starts playing and there's a potential mosh pit. But my fiancé is adamant that this is a make or break and feels I'm making the day all about me and not anything he wants because of this. Okay. My initial expression is that if the fiancé thinks that he wants to include himself into organizing this thing, he shouldn't let you do all the work, like almost all the work, 80% of it. It would be advisable for him to include himself a little bit more because things like this will happen. On the other hand, I do not think it's a big deal to play a couple of metal songs so the metalheads can have fun for a minute. You can choose this at the right time when everybody's tired or they drank a little bit and they don't mind, God forbid they join up. And a few songs here and there I don't think will hurt anyone, but for those few people that are important for your husband will enjoy themselves more. This is also your husband's wedding as well. If you're fine with him not doing a lot of work with this, then let him have this. In your place, I would be like, fine, whatever. I know you're worried about it and this is your baby at this moment because you worked on it so hard, but it's not all about you. I have gone through all comments and I do really appreciate everyone's opinions, even if some of them are a little harsh. Well, I'm not going to ban my fiance's music from the party. He's going to pick a few favorites and our DJ is going to incorporate them the best he can. My fiance has also agreed though that after the first song it seems no one is into it, and he and his friends aren't dancing people, and they also don't like to have the attention on them, then the DJ can veto the rest of the medal. That is a wonderful compromise, and good for you that you arrived on that. Definitely you're the a-hole, it's his day too. Yeah, people agree with me. Let me know if you liked this type of content and you would like to see more of it in the future, because I kind of enjoy them. I always wanted to try because I saw many other YouTubers do it, like Call Me Chris and Oompa Wheel and all kinds of people. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!